What's up, everybody? Tony Cutillo show here. Just got off of a fantastic segment on VSiN, like I do every Tuesday night with my man Joe Cirolo on Cashing Out. So make sure you check that out. Joe's on every single night. I'm on with him Tuesdays for two segments where we talk DFS and sports betting. Now, as everybody knows, just starting this channel, we're growing organically. But I did join the Odd Shopper family where I do have my own betting picks page, and I'm going to show you all about that and what we've been able to do. But we had a great weekend, and we want to ride that heater. Now tonight we do NBA, and we just missed two parlays, but by one leg, by the way. Jordan Poole, if he gets one more assist, before we took the over 4.5, we would have smashed the parlay. If SGA gets one more three-pointer, we would have smashed the parlay, right? So if you're out there watching this right now, whether you're on X, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, man, make sure you get over to YouTube, okay? If you're on X, make sure you get over to YouTube. Make sure you type in Tony Cutillo Show. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, obviously. And join the Odd Shopper sports betting pitch of Jigsaw because the Jigsaw Society is growing. I'm going to show you why. But I want to talk a little bit about a Tim Patrick ladder option. Now, I just got off of VSiN talking about it, and I've been so intrigued by this play, and it could be dead wrong, but I really, really feel good about it. I really do. I mean, I don't know how much better I could feel about it. Now, what I specifically said, on VSiN, why I like it so much, becoming a reliable target for Jared Goff, big playability, with at least an 18.5 yards per catch his last 2 weeks. And here's the thing about Tim Patrick. If you know about Tim Patrick, when he was in Denver in 2020, 2021, where he had his best years before he tore the ACL, he had a 14.5 yards per catch. So he was always a big play Timmy kind of guy, right? Before the injury. And now he's really starting to find his place in Detroit. And if you think about how the offense works in Detroit, and you think about Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you think about Sam Laporta, and you think about Jamison Williams, right? When you think about these players, what happens is, especially when you have a backfield you have to worry about, that seam becomes wide open. That seam and Tim Patrick, a guy can go up and get it. A guy who's made a name for himself for being that kind of guy. I really love him on Thursday Night Football. And I'm going to show you why, because his number is super, super low. Super low. Okay? His number is super low. And I'm going to share my screen and show you what I'm talking about. Okay? Because this number to me just says we got to throw some shekels on it. I like to say shekels. I used to work with a guy who loved the word shekels. So I don't know. I just like that word shekels. Okay. So this is what you're going to look at if you're part of the Odd Shopper family. And these are the numbers that I'm giving to you. Okay. When you join my betting page for either $5 a week or $15 a month. And then we have the plus money prop train option that is $20 a month, where you get plus money props every single day. And we just unveiled it tonight, and we hit Jarrett McCain, the sensation for the Philadelphia 76ers, over 2.5, 3-pointers made, plus 115. He got 3. And he probably would have more if he played more minutes, but he didn't. But that's, neither here nor there. And that's another topic for another day. But Tim Patrick right now, you could get a really juiced up over 19.5 at minus 130 on ESPN Bet. And here's the best thing about the Odd Shopper tools and about the Portfolio EV is it gives you the entire landscape of all the books. Now, what I'm doing for you, okay, you see this odds updated at 12:51 a.m. These odds are consistently updated. No more once a day, twice a day. This is every 5 minutes, okay? Every 5 minutes. So Here's the thing. Look, you have DraftKings, you have FanDuel, you have Sugar House, you have Caesars, you have Bet365, Bet Rivers, Bet MGM. There you go over. You have the underdog numbers, ESPN Bet, Fanatics, Flip, obviously no more points bet because that's Fanatics, Prize Picks, Pinnacle, listen, Unibet, Sleeper, Better Picks. Okay, you got the Pick Six in here. Okay, STN Sports. You have almost every single sports book imaginable. Okay, at your disposal. But if you want to just figure out, you know what, I'm gonna let Tony give me the top props like I do every single night. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say, yo, what is that top number? So that's when I'm gonna put this into my betting page, and I'm gonna show you that in a second. But before we do that, for me personally, I'm gonna take the over 20 and a half. Okay, at minus 115. I would even look at taking the over 22 and a half at Bet Rivers for minus 110. But I'm also going to ladder this up 30 or more, 40 or more, 50 or more. I'm going to show you where that's at right here on DraftKings. It's very easy to show you. Okay, so if you take the over 22 and a half on Bet Rivers, okay, they have the alt lines as well, but this is just easier for me to show you right here on DraftKings, the easier screen to understand. You can go to 25 or more, get that plus money, 40 or more plus 300, and go 50 or more plus 500. I'm going all the way up to 50 or more. Now, when you do the ladders, you could drop the units down as you go higher, right? So, I'm going to smash the 25 or more. I'm going to smash the over 22 and a half. I'm actually going to put a couple units on the over 22 and a half. That's how adamant I am about this Tim Patrick number. And then I'm going to go up a unit and a half for 25 or more. Now I'll throw a unit on 40 or more, and then I'm still going to go a unit on 50 or more because I really do think he's going to have that kind of game. Now, I want to go back to the OddsShopper page, okay, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, when we go on a more data screen, here's what we're looking at in his last 10, last 10, 25, whatever you want to look at. But this is what I'm looking at more and more right here. Okay. I'm looking at 26, 55, 48. I'm not even looking at October with the 68 or 20. I'm not I'm not looking at any, I'm looking at the last three. I always go last two or last three, but I'm looking at how they're starting to utilize him. Ben Johnson is such a brilliant offensive mind, and he's finding ways to utilize this big, strong receiver that's different than anything he has on the roster. And I think that's why you see these numbers continue to go up. So again, I really like that over. And I love Tim Patrick, the receiver. I just do. Now, as far as my betting picks page, okay, this is what I want to show you. Okay. So if you are part of the Jigsaw Society, I say that all the time. You can read my bio. Been doing sports betting and fantasy for over 15 plus years. I host on Sirius XM. I do live remote shows in Bucks County, specifically my home base at Pike's Pub. Strive to be a source of information and advice based on concrete insight, no hot takes, and not fan fabrication, which means, I'm looking at very deep dives of these numbers and then using my own eye test as an avid football follower for many years, as a coach, being able to utilize a lot of that skill set and take that and put that into concrete information. I'll never get out a play I would have bet on. You'll see it, and I'll show you in a minute. I always make myself available for my peeps, man. These are all my peeps. The Jigsaw Society, these are all my peeps. Besides placing monster parlays, I do run my own PR company. Okay, so that's why, and I love my family. Will always be a diehard wrestling fan. So you could go right here to Jigsaw Pieces, which we call them. Okay, you could go $5 a week, okay, or $15 a month. Very, very simple. Now, the plus money prop train is a little different. Okay, that's where we take the best value. That's where I take the best value at a plus money number, whether it be the straight or the alternative line, and give you that bet at the best odds at the best book. Tonight was Jarrett McCain. Okay, plus 115 at Bet MGM, and we smashed it. Okay, $20 a month. Okay, for a plus money prop every single night that's going to be tracked. Okay. I will put it on the sheet. It will be tracked. It is in my past picks. Look, if you and this is what you get. Okay. This is what you get. This is what I did tonight. I'm going to give you a little write-up. I'm going to give you what it's all about. Okay. And then I'm going to put the numbers in here. All you do is hit bet now. This is the best odds. Okay. We didn't hit Kyrie. We didn't hit Marcus Smart tonight. We didn't hit Shy, but we hit Hallie. We just missed Poole. We hit Mobley. Okay. We hit George. That's a plus money play. We hit PJ Washington. Jaren Jackson had 16, so we missed on him. And there's the Jarrett McCain at plus 115. That's the plus money prop train. It was the bet tonight at plus 115. So that's what we do. Okay. That's what we do here in the Jigsaw Society. I just started a Discord page. Okay. And I am getting there. It takes a little time because it is just me. I am getting there, but we are building that as well. Now, here's the other thing. There are bets that I'm giving every single day. Every single day. And I will share with you, okay, what we're looking at as far as, the way I'm keeping track of this, okay, just for everybody for full transparency, okay, because I don't mess around, man. That's one thing I don't do. I definitely don't mess around. When I say I'm going to do something, I legitimately do it, okay? I legitimately do it. So I, for some reason, will not let me present the file, here we go. There we go. I hit the wrong one. All right. So the browser can't try. Man, see, can't do it. I was trying. So, yeah, I can't. I'll show you at a different time. So in Discord, I'll be able to drop the sheet. Okay. I can't share it on the screen right now. But we're talking about anywhere between 5 to 10 bets a day, 3 to 4 parlays, depending on the game slate, right? If there's only 4 games, we only have 1 parlay. But again, this weekend, okay, if you're following the at Jigsaw SGP, which is the betting page, you're following the Tony Cutillo show, you'll find out that we hit 3 parlays just this weekend, 21 and 14 in top props. Okay, again, $5 a week, $15 a month, or $20 a month for just the plus money prop train. But I'm looking at this Thursday night football game, and I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks. Okay, it's going to be a lot of fireworks, and let's look at this. All right, let's look at this, and we'll break it down real fast. Before we get out of here, I'll show you exactly the way what I'm looking at. Right away I go looking at the receptions. Right, we're looking at the receptions. What stands out to us? Right, I look at these numbers and go, all right, this Jaden Reed number way too high. Right, unless I'm going to put it in a parlay, not betting it. This David Montgomery thing, it's ridiculous. Why would you even bet on why would you even bet on all that juice, right? So I'm looking more at the 110, 115, even 120, right? So I like the Jahmyr Gibbs. I think this is a Jahmyr Gibbs kind of game. Now, you'll look at this number and you'll probably say, he hasn't really hit it. It doesn't matter. Looking at the game script of the way this is going to go, I think that Jared Goff is going to throw the ball 30 plus times. And if he does that, 3 to 4 of those targets, which at least 3 of them should be caught, will be to Jahmyr Gibbs. So I really, really like that number. Now, if you go down to receiving yards, again, I'm very, very skeptical of numbers that are over 70 or 75, stuff receivers. Now, I really, really like anything between 45 and 55, depending on the guy. So if you look at between that 45 to 55 range, okay, you look at Laporta, I don't like that. You know why? He's a tight end that doesn't have a high yards per catch, which means if he doesn't get the targets, he's not going to be able to make up those yards on only 2 catches, right? So now I go and I say, who else can I look at? Amon-Ra, that's actually under 70. Now, I actually like that number because I think Amon-Ra can get 3 catches and eclipse that over 69 and a half to get to that 70, just based on his big playability. Now, obviously, Christian Watson is a guy you want to look like. That secondary in Detroit is not the secondary as it was in the first 7 weeks of the season. It's been leaking oil a little bit. It's been banged up a little bit. And unfortunately, they've been giving up some bigger plays than at the norm. So I really do like the Christian Watson over 45 and a half for that specific reason. Now, going the longest reception, my man Joe Cerullo just got off of Beeson. He was looking at this Tim Patrick number, which is a really good number. over 13 and a half. He was averaging 14 and a half yards per catch. Okay. When he was with Denver in 2021 and 18 and a half yards per catch, I should say, over the last 2 weeks right here in Detroit. All right. So he's showing what he's able to do, the longer that he gets within this system and he's healthy. So the longest reception is a very, very interesting one. I don't go ones over 20. That's just my MO. And I don't like tight ends that are over 15. So that's already going to take out the Tucker Craft and the San Laporta. So it's only going to technically leave me with Tim Patrick, which is where I would go for that. Now, let's look at passing yards, or actually, let's look at touchdown scores. Let's look at the anytime. Now, very, very curious to see, and there he is, minus 165. No value on Montgomery or Jacobs, so not touching them unless we do a combo bet. But I do like Tucker Craft. I do like Jordan Love to throw at least 2 TDs, and I think one of them goes to Tucker Craft. The Detroit Lions, even though they have a tremendous front four, they do have issues covering tight ends in the flat. Meaning when they run that little quick slant out to the flat, especially between the 20 and the goal line in the red zone, like we call it, right? I do like Tucker Craft in that area, so I do like the plus 195. I think that's really, really good value. But looking over everything else, I don't see tremendous value here. I really don't. So the only value I would see is Tucker Craft. Now, when you go to passing props and we break this down, first thing I'm looking at is game script, game tempo. What is the over and under? And then I'm looking at either of these guys susceptible to throwing a pick. Are those numbers even worth it? Goff's always going to be susceptible to throwing a pick. You can actually get plus money, but I don't think Green Bay has the talent at this moment in time to be able to really jump some of those balls and pick them off. So I'm not going to look at that. Now I am going to look at pass attempts, and I can tell you right now, anything between 28 and 31 is really my sweet spot. So I'm looking at this 30 and a half, over 30 and a half with Jared Goff, minus 115. That's a jigsaw piece right there. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'll give you a free jigsaw piece. That's one of the paid jigsaw pieces for Thursday Night Football. So I do like that a lot. Now, completion over 21 and a half, pretty interesting that they're both over 21 and a half and they're 2.5 away when it comes, or actually 2 full attempts away, meaning Jordan Love +2. But I'm not going to touch the completions because that's something. Here's my thing when I bet. I want to bet what I can control. I can control the attempts, meaning there's nothing that they could say, oh, he could have had more attempts, right? Unless he gets injured. But the completions, I have to rely on the receivers to catch the ball. So that I can't control. So that's why I do like the completion, the pass attempts over the completions. I think that's a big deal. So that's where I'm betting, and that's kind of. I just wanted to give you guys, listen, it's late night. I want to hop on here for about 20 minutes. I want to explain to you what this whole new venture is going to be on the Tony Cutillo Show. If you're following right now, thank you. If you haven't followed yet, make sure that you do. And then all the information for the sports betting page on Odd Shopper. And again, it's just for me, right? You're just getting me. And there's also an option on there for one-on-one Zooms that we could do twice a month. I could teach you, how I got started. This has been a very, very long time, breaking things down within the industry in order to get to where I wanted to be today. So, again, as always, I appreciate all the support. This is the Tony Cutillo Show, where we talk everything, not just Philly, sports betting, fantasy, wrestling, baseball, hockey, youth sports, everything under the sun. It's what we talk about. Exclusive interviews coming to you live, remote shows live in Bucks County. Tony Cutillo Show, this is where you want to be, man. I appreciate all the support, and let's get some bets, man. Let's hit some more bets on Thursday Night Football, because I have a feeling, again, I'd say this, I have a feeling that we're going to have a very, very good night. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Catch you back here next time.